Okay, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mangg. Welcome back for some more Dominion 6. I wonder how many hours we've recorded so far. That's a question, huh? Let's see. Let's just find a number here. It's gonna be a spitball because I got a couple okay. Well, just minus the 7-hour tutorial videos I got mixed in here. Let's see. About... Jesus Christ. 377 hours? Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of... God bless YouTube, I guess, to just handle all this shit. Like, that basically no one watches. It's just unfathomable how much storage they have to maintain for years and years. I mean, I've got shitty-ass Let's Plays from, like, 10 years ago and no one's watching. It's still there, still available. Insane. Anyways, last time we looked at Bakata, Artists of Muisca. We did a 1v1, and it was entertaining. We won, and it was good. Yeah. Not a mind-blowing, overpowered nation or anything, but it was fun. Let's roll up another one, see what we get. 25. That is EA Earlier. We have done that. 199. That is M.A. Malgartha Whispers Beyond the Seal. I have done that on stream. 93. L.A. Phlegra, Sleeping Giants. Have I done L.A. Phlegra? I would guess. No, no, this doesn't seem too familiar. Nah, fuck it. Let's do L.A. Phlegra. So normally I would use Divinitas here, but I think we're actually gonna try out something different. We're gonna try out another overhaul mod that's called Sloop's Comfy Balance mod, or SCBM. And it's fairly popular. There are 56 ratings for it on the workshop, which is pretty high for a Dominion 6 mod. I have heard complaints. I've heard complaints that it's called a balance mod, when really it's more just like changes that the mod creator wants to make mod. Like not necessarily in the sake of balance. But the intent of it states that it's a vanilla plus balance mod that prioritizes buffing the weak over nerfing the strong, quality of life improvements, adding minimal original content, and aims to avoid and roll back changes that prove controversial regardless of whether I personally like them. It includes worthy heroes and better arena, a repopulation system similar to Rebirth, and improved spellcasting AI. So... let me turn this down a little bit. So, yeah, I mean, there's a massive list, a document of all the changes. It's like 67 pages long. It changes a lot of things. They're mostly pretty tiny changes, like little cost changes, gold costs, gem costs. There's a lot of little buffs to like protection numbers for a unit going up by 1, or their attack going up by 1. There's just lots of stuff like that. And it is largely buffs. Like, there are very few nerfs that I saw when looking through it. So LA Phlegra will be affected by this. So we're gonna go over the nation first, and then we'll go over what changed. So we'll just load up the mod and look through the nation, and then we'll decide. So we're gonna load Sloops Combat, Sloops Comfy Balance mod. That's it. And we're not going to use Divinitas for this. There is a version that's apparently compatible with the original Divinitas, Spark of Divinity, but not for the new version. So it includes AI no recruits. No, it doesn't include AI no recruit, but I think it does include it. It just doesn't state. It includes the AI not recruiting shit. So we're really not going to play with many mods here. The only thing that we're going to include community memes. We're going to include the Gem Gen mod, because that's not included. We're going to include the new sprites. Oh my gods. And trusty research. And that should be all we need. Alright, for a map... Fuck it, let's do the donut. We haven't done a donut in a while. We'll do east-west wraparound. This is Mangg's LP's 132. Late age. Let's do a bigger donut, I guess. I mean, we can go pretty big, right? Doesn't really matter. I think we did a large one, I hope. So we'll do 8-player large donut. With LA Phlegra. Okay. Kingdom of human slaves living in constant terror of the monstrous giants that once claimed the lands as theirs. Most of the Phlegran population are human slaves and slave masters, dominated by a warrior caste of younger Cyclops, previously living pastoral lives on the slopes of the Phlegran Hills. The tyrants who once ruled the land were descendants of the Gigantes of Mekone, who made war upon the gods of men. Punished for their sins, the Gigantes were imprisoned and cursed with monstrous appearance. Human slave masters rule the kingdom in the name of absent tyrants, hoping that the sleeping giants never wake up. So we have humans and younger Cyclops, monstrous imprisoned Lestrygonians who will eventually break free. We have few but mighty Cyclops soldiers, mostly human slave soldiers led by taskmasters. No sacred troops. Yes, much like, I think that's true for, well, it's definitely true for MA Phlegra. It might also be true for Mekone. I don't know if we've done EA Mekone. We get fire, earth, magic, some death, water, air, and astral. Arcane slave communions. Cyclops smiths. We have weak and few priests. Our dominion increases on rest, and we have turmoil limit +1. Standard forts, we start with a giant fort. Okay. We have a 50 leadership commander with taskmaster +2, who is also a slave himself. Cyclops commander with taskmaster +2, not a slave. Gluttony 1, though, 75 leadership. Phlegran Cataphract commander is 100 leadership, taskmaster +3, also a slave. Skilled rider 3. Okay. Phlegran priest. Level 1 priest, taskmaster +1, reduces unrest. Shackled mage gets fire, air, water, or earth. 1. Has inept researcher 2. And is a communion slave. Now, I'd be potentially on board with this idea of like, okay, here you have a really shitty mage. Like, basically is you know, he's forced into a communion as a slave. He's going to have, like, really shitty options for that communion. So he's probably going to take an immense amount of fatigue and just die. And he's dirt cheap. The problem is he's 2 recruitment points. Which means you're going to get one of these in place of one other good mage. And that's just a tough sell. But, you know, a small communions to boost up somebody to cast a battlefield-wide buff could be useful. Phlegran Oppressor is our communion master, so he's automatically forced into that. Taskmaster +2, he gets fire 1, earth 1, and then air or water. Really not useful as a mage that much on his own. He needs the slaves to do anything of note, which means that we're not really going to make many of these, I would imagine. Oppressor General. 100 leadership, gets 1 earth, and then fire, air, water. It's also a communion master, so your military commander can be part of your communion. Taskmaster +2. Cyclops Smith, cap only. Fire 1, earth 1, and then fire, air, water, earth. 10% for another one. Fire resistant, mountain survival, master smith 1, resource bonus 20. Yeah, I mean, possible thug potential, I suppose. Not the worst option. And then Oppressor Archon, cap only. Fire 1, air 1, water 1, earth 1, astral 1, holy 2, and then fire earth, then fire air, earth, astral, 10% for another one. Huh. It is old. Taskmaster +2, communion master. Again, so it's just like you'd have one of these guys, right? And they'd be the masters. And they would just get boosted up. But I think it's almost better idea, really, to make... No, but you can't. They're forced into it. It would be better if these guys were the slaves. Where these guys were the masters. Because then these guys would not suffer any bad fatigue from that. But you can't do that. They're forced into being masters. So, yeah, they can cast like an insane variety and amount of spells. And every one of your shackled mages will just fucking die. Which means that basically we need a lot of labs. We need a lot of... It has to be built in a fort. So you need a lot of forts, a lot of labs just to pump out these slaves to support your handful of masters. The real problem is they're just such shitty researchers, too. So you need to just get a lot of these guys, which are good researchers for the price, but they're just not very useful by themselves. It's tricky. It's a tricky situation. I mean, I guess you could just make Cyclops Smiths. They're big boys, for sure, but they're not really that expensive. I mean, 335 is not great, but... Still, I mean, you have probably a much better chance of them being just useful. They're master smiths. They give a resource bonus. They're hardy. You know, they won't die randomly to arrows. Possibly. Yeah, possibly. All right, units. We have the I get a pronunciation of this. Is this a real word? Usually they take real words. But I'm getting like elote. Helotes? What? You just... Don't just make up pronunciations.
Helotus.
Helotus is the name of a town in Texas. Am I just gonna go off of that? I don't know. But this is a singular. It's a Helote. I don't know. It's an archer. It's got a short bow, range 35, 11 piercing. Pretty standard sort of armored archer for late age, but not a crossbow, so this won't do a whole lot of killing. 6 morale is very low, even with the slave tag for Taskmaster. Here you get the crossbowman, though. Range 40. 11 pierce every 2 rounds, but armor piercing, so 65% total armor piercing is pretty strong. Also, they have 15 protection, so they're not likely to die. Still very low 6 morale, though. Helote soldiers. 15 protection, 13 defense with a parry 4 shield. Solid stuff. They have 7 morale slaves. They get a 12 damage javelin and 16 damage broadsword. It's a solid infantry. But the real thing is, I guess, they can promote at a lab once they get 25 XP. What do they promote into? The Iron Guard. which you can just buy at the capital anyways. 14 hit points, 19 protection, 12 defense with a parry 4 shield. 17 morale is phenomenal, especially because they're still slaves, so they get like +3. Bodyguards, and they are magical. 18 damage broadsword. It's a very solid heavy infantry. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty much what we're mostly going to be making out of the capital. But we could just make regular soldiers, because they are a lot cheaper. You know, it's 11 resource less. Recruitment points, though. If we take turmoil, if we take large turmoil, then you just want to get this. And that might be viable, like turmoil 2, productivity 2. I don't know if turmoil 2 will get us that many, though. 4 recruitment points is really low. We also have Cyclops soldiers. We're limited to 4 per turn. They are very resource intensive, so yeah, probably productivity 2. 42 hit points, size 6, 19 protection, 12 defense, 13 morale. They have to be led by a Cyclops. They have a length 4 Cyclops spear, 13 attack, 26 magic piercing damage, and a 24 damage javelin, range 22. Oof. They also have a parry 5 Hoplon. It's a very solid heavy unit. Speed 14 though is pretty high. And then Mouflon Cataphract, our heavy cav. Pretty expensive. Pretty beefy. 12 hit points, 19 protection, 15 defense, parry 4 shield. This is all very good stuff. Morale's pretty shit, but you know, it's 9 with the slave, +3 taskmaster. It's okay. 17 damage lance, 17 damage broadsword. The Mouflon, which is a big sheep, has 16 speed, 25 hit points, 19 protection, 10 defense, 12 morale. It's pretty good. Cold resist 5 on top, and they give a supply bonus for that sweet milk. And dark vision. The 16 damage headbutt. Pretty solid. Very solid heavy cav. Okay. Our capital increases heat by a maximum of 2, huh? We don't like heat, though. That's kind of tricky. It means we'll have even lower money in our capital. Alright, let's look at spells. We have Summon Hound of Twilight. Procession of the Underworld. Classic stuff. Willet Pack. You get 3+ Hounds of Twilight. Okay. Carries. Blah, blah, blah. Alteration. We have nothing. Evocation. We have nothing. Construction. We get the Brass Bull. So there are some new items from SCBM. Not many, but this is one of them. The Moon Token gives +2 magic resistance and 5 void sanity. Not really applicable for us. Doesn't seem like we're going to have any national stuff. Okay. Enchantments. We get Sow Dragon Teeth, which is not a bad spell. You get 10 sort of heavy infantry on the field for 1 Earth Gem. It's sort of incentive to maybe go Earth Blood on your Pretender to get Bloodstones. But we can probably make Chassis of the Mountain anyways. Thaumaturgy. Gigantomachia. Recruitment limited friendly Dominion +1. Dominion gains +3 conflict bonus. Our Giants, recruitment cost -10, -50 for powerful Giants. Whatever exactly that means. I guess our special unit we get later. Nothing in Blood, nothing in Divine. Okay. So what did the mod change? Okay, well, it changed this site. Yeah, it changed this site. It used to be... Well, it changed both sites, actually. We used to get 3 fire gems a turn, 1 earth. Now it's 2 fire, 2 earth. It changed the soldier and crossbowman from a full helmet to a half helmet, lowering protection by 6 on the head. by giving +1 defense and -1 resource cost. Also gave the soldier a javelin. Really? This guy does not normally have the javelin. That is a pretty big improvement then. As I said, a lot of buffs. Lowered the price of the Cyclops soldier from 40 gold to 35. Lowered the price of the shackled mage from 95 to 85. So Dragon Teeth is now castable underwater. Gigantomachia dropped from Thaumaturgy 7 to 6. Lowered the requirements from Earth 4, Fire 4 to Earth 4, Fire 3. Changed the cost from 60 gems to 50. And gave you a much bigger rebate on the Cyclops Smith, Lestrygonian, and Lestrygonian Tyrant. 10 gold to 50 gold. Summon Hound of Twilight dropped from Conjuration 5 to 4. Dropped from Earth 2 Death 1 to Earth 1 Death 1. And changed the Hound of Twilight Serpentail, increasing the attack, defense, and length by 1. Actually, length by 2. Also put in the Summon Twi'let pack for a group of Hounds of Twilight, so we may actually want to grab those. Procession of the Underworld dropped from Death 3 to Death 2, cost from 13 to 11. Bind carries went from cost 12 to 9. Brass Bull went from Fire 3 Earth 3 to Fire 2 Earth 2. Calcatoros now got +2 MR, +2 Precision, +3 on its Heat Aura, and +4 damage on its Fiery Breath, and again a Crown slot. The Oppressor's Headband item, which we didn't even look at, because it's also in MA Phlegra. This allows you to add Communion Master onto anybody. So that dropped from 15 gems to 8 gems. It gave us access to 4 more Pretenders. The Titan of the Sea, Titan of Serpents and Medicine, Duo of War, and Statue of Order. We got a discount on Dracaina. Lowered the minimum turn arrival on the Hero Elder Cyclops from 15 to 5. Our starting army and commander got upgraded. Our PD and PD commander got upgraded. And it's noted that we benefit from new combat crosspath spells and buffs to fire and water magic. Yeah, so basically buffs across the board, right? All good stuff. But yeah, I would say that I'm mainly leaning towards this partly because of the Javelin. So that was kind of a much needed upgrade, I think. Because without that, it's like, I'd probably be better off just going heavy scales and just taking the Iron Guard forever. But yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Okay. Do we have a guide for LA Flag? No, I doubt it. No. I'm just wondering about these Lestrygonians. They're the keystone of the nation. I would strongly encourage a player to begin preparations for their arrival from before the end of year 1. Yada yada, high productivity scales, yada yada. Phlegra's Dominion increases unrest after income is calculated. I see. But when do I get... Oh, okay, the volcano shatters. It's an event. 25% chance of the mountain exploding on turn 30, plus 1% per turn after that until it happens. Okay. Right, so it's gonna keep generating unrest until it explodes, and then it kills 20% of the local population. Jesus. And then there's the Lestrygonians, which we can't look at. They're basically big super combatants. Jesus, 88 hit points, 19 protection. resist fire 17, resist poison 10, fear 7, berserker 4. They increase unrest 10 per month, kill 70 population per month, taskmaster 4, heretic 1, shattered soul 5%, unsurroundable 2, with fire 4, earth 3, death 2. Yeah. They're pretty horrific. And then there's the regular soldiers as well. No? Thought there was... Doesn't seem to be. Okay. Right. Yeah, okay. I think we can make judgments for ourselves. So it sounds like a lot of pop kill, and we're going to struggle with money, so maybe we go... Do we want a Titan is the question. We have no sacred units. Like, except for our priests. But I think the one thing we might want to take is unaging. Like, unaging and reinvigoration is just, like, kind of nice. Yeah, also, there are plenty of changes made to all the pretenders. Yeah, I mean, we could go for something like this to help with just expansion at the start. It's not bad. Inspiring Researcher +2. Yeah, I think we probably want that for our big boys. It's kind of nice. Not essential, but it's like, what else am I really going to take other than that and reinvigoration? Well, go bigger on death. Go imprisoned. Death 5, nature 5, earth 5, astral 3. Or something we could take. I mean, we still want reinvigoration, but I'm just saying for like maybe undead command, and then it could summon a bunch of undead in the long run. Thanks to go death 6. That's 5 Hounds of Twilight for 8 Earth Gems. And the Hounds are pretty nasty. 55 hit points, 12 protection, 30 morale, 22 speed, 2 ghost running bite attacks, and the Serpentine attack with Fear Aura and Unsurroundable 2. Like, they're pretty nasty. 5 of them for 8 gems is quite strong, I think. So we could do that. Just thinking about big teleport goodness. If we airdrop this thing onto the field, what spells am I going to want to have? We already have Soul Vortex, you know, personal stone skin or iron skin, which is pretty big. I guess we could do poison-ish. Yeah. You could also grab water for Moss Body. I also wonder if I shouldn't take just like Turmoil 1. Maybe Cold 1, because my capital's gonna have Heat 2. So something like that. You can actually take multiple Undead Command. That really only works for the Sacred. Yeah, I mean, really, we're buffing like 1 or 2 things. That's it. There are some Sacred summons, right? See, now I'm questioning things like, is this even a good way to go? Because I could get just a Titan. I could get like Dracaina. And we go like Awake or Dormant or something. And do pretty nicely. Yeah, maybe Dormant then. This is already a pretty good spread. I don't think we want to go further than that. I think that's not bad. Is it worth taking on aging? Yeah, one of the changes it makes is basically giving every pretender recuperation, which I think is kind of nice. I think it's pretty nice. So we don't really need it much else. But hard skin could be good. She only has 10 natural protection. Finagling that though, is going to be a little tricky. There you go. So do we have much undead command otherwise? 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Yeah, so no one can actually lead the Hounds of Twilight, which I assume are undead. Am I wrong? Tell me if I'm wrong. I guess they're not undead. They're just creatures. I mean, there's other things we can do with Big Death. Okay, then I guess we don't need undead. Yeah, I guess we'll go on aging. And then reinvigoration, reinvigoration. Yeah, alright, we'll do that. Skilla. Skrillex. And we're playing 8-person donuts. We'll go... Oh, I don't know. 33% more players. There's the number here, I guess 10 or 11-ish. We'll go 10. So we start with a priest. We have no scouts. Didn't really note that initially, but yeah, we have no scouts. Got a very rough cap circle here. Very few resources. Great. We'll have you be the prophet, and you can just preach for the moment. Alright, so... Oh, we can't... Oh, yeah, you can make iron garb. We're gonna make soldiers. Yeah, so the crossbow. It's powerful, but it's too powerful, right? 65% reduction on 15 protection is high. What, like 8 or 9 or something? 9. So it's gonna do 5 damage on average. Granted, it could hit the shield, and parry 4 is not bad. In which case, you know, it's going through like 30 protection, which means that I guess on average it'll do 0 damage, assuming it hits the shield. I don't know, maybe. And then if they upgraded the Iron Guard, it's much less of a deal. It still can hurt, but not nearly as much. I don't know, it's hard to say. Whereas the archers, though, I just think they'll struggle to hit anything, but we can do fire matter. We can do flaming arrows. They're also a lot cheaper in resources. So I guess we're gonna go these. We'll do something like that. Yeah, I want these, but we'll have to wait, and I do want these. Maybe we could, I don't know, we'd get like, what, 2 of them or something right now? It's not much. And then for mages, I think we're sticking mostly with the oppressors for now. Oh, we get 3 commander points. Okay. For research, we mainly want to just prepare for Dracana to be able to expand immediately. So that's sort of stuff. Oh, they give us cataphracts. Jeez, that's nice of them. These are pretty slow, though. Speed 16. Alright. Okay, okay. Okay, okay. Good, good, good. Go. Let's watch. Look at those sheep move, baby. Look at the javelins fly. Sheep are doing work. Hold the line for a moment. Yeah. Fucking late age independence. Lost 11 soldiers on that one. They killed 9, so... Ooh. Yeah, there was some friendly fire there. From the crossbowmen, I'm sure. Heavy cav. Boy, we might disintegrate under that. I think I might have to go back. But we have a lot more resources now, which is great. More troops. Right, so we have 1 throne here, 1 throne here, 1 throne here. It's already a pretty strong start. Maybe a fort in Wold could be okay. Yeah. We need more cataphracts. We'll go with that. Painful stuff. This is why we wanted an expander. We could start site searching. Yeah, we could. We can also start building temples. But we do need a lot of our money for PD. Hey, we got promotions. Cannot lead magic beings. Oh, why didn't I take Arcane? Oh, he wasn't sacred anyways. Well, he's sacred, but... Okay, we'll take along a mage. An obnoxious little change that is. Actually, I feel like he's 100% gonna die. He will 100% catch an arrow. Alright, so we want to get 21 on these places for the unrest reduction. A lot of dudes. I think all my iron guards died. Yep, the Iron Mounds all died because they got just surrounded by 90 fucking warriors. That's 163 is massive. I assume everyone else is struggling. Oh no, not the water people. Actually, no, most are not. Pythium is. Early A is for some reason. Should I start getting Cyclops soldiers, or should we just get more regular soldiers? Probably more regulars. Jesus. Okay, just it looked worse than it is. Okay, good. Ichthyids always have a net, or did they get a buff? Alright, we're gonna build a fort here. There's Timeless Waste. So if we just take this, we got our 4 connections. Except that's easier said than done. Yeah, the problem is we have turmoil. We have a dominion that spreads unrest, and we took turmoil to make it harder to remove unrest. Not great. Yeah, just kind of about running out here. Might be able to do this, though. Maybe? Put this right here. Construct a palisade, please. Yeah, the thing, promoted units promote if they stay alive and get XP. It's not necessarily guaranteed. But that's why we need a lot of them. Found a smolder stone, good. The burning mountain is rumbling. Throughout the land, fearful tales are told of the giant monstrosities that wage war upon gods. Okay, great. Also, you caught... Oh, you're all old. Fucking hell, why are you so old? So old. That's pretty pricey. I guess we can mix it up a little bit there. Okay, well, you can handle those then. This really sounds like the emotional moment towards the end of a Christmas movie or something. Like, what? Just can't find anything I like. Okay. That's good. I think that's all pretty good. Could go Thaumaturgy 4 for some remote site search, which will help these guys find fire and earth spot, or fire, earth, pretty much just fire and earth. There's a chance it could help these guys find air spots. Okay. He changed it so that they're all on Thaumaturgy 3 now. So you get Augury, Auspex, Gnome Lore, and Haruspex all at level 3. Which is pretty good. But you still have to go Conjuration 3 for Voice of Apsu instead of 4. And at the end of the rainbow. And Dark Knowledge. Which we don't get any death until the mountain explodes. Or our god comes out. Which, yeah, we might just site search with her instead. There she is. It's a lot of heavy cav. Killing my archers. That wasn't pleasant. 17 archers, 18 soldiers just died, and a cataphract. The heavy cav, man. It's really just the way to go. There's an arena battle. We could send in a Cyclops Smith. That 43 damage maul, length 3? Trade some gear for you, but fuck it, I'm gonna send you in. You never know. I've seen them win. For you, let's see. You want to make yourself gear. Well, no, I mean, you just need this. You can make yourself the full plate. I don't think you really need a weapon or anything. You got quite a lot of weapons. Could make yourself a shield. It won't tell you what attacks are intrinsic or not. But I imagine the dogs and the tail sweep are all intrinsic, so probably could benefit from a shield. I need 5 air gems for that. And then, that's kind of about it that we probably care about. Oh, the missile protection, too. Why not? I should probably get some Cyclops Soldier. Like, they're really quite good, aren't they? There's not much reason not to have them. At least a couple of them. Well, we fought in one battle in the arena against Abyssia, and we lost. So that was good. Let's watch. Oh, one of his fucking little slayers. It's already diseased. How did we lose? He just got poisoned or something. Immediately poisoned. Like, we just couldn't hit him. How the hell did that happen? Boom, 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 boom. Tried to repel him, but we didn't have enough attack. Oh, and his insane morale roll of 30 morale. What the hell? Why does he have 30 morale? Oh, is that just part of being in the arena? I guess. Then I tried to hit him and I failed. Defense roll 31. He's got 10 defense. Okay. Murray ended up winning, though, with just a mage. Crazy. But Ethereal, Fear Aura, Chill Aura. It's a pretty nasty mage. Okay, we can make guys here as well. Kind of tempted to just make like that. A couple of the big guys. Oh, we can also make slaves here. That's right. We want to start doing that. Okay, okay. Right, yeah, we got to build up. We got his Cyclop commander. That's fine. That's fine. We'll do that. Probably could just have like one of these with like guard commander, 5 of them. Pretty nasty little pack of thugs. So now we can get construction 3 stuff. So we could get cat charm, I guess. It's not amazing. Our defense is not going to be our strong suit. Coral Blade for just more hit points is kind of nice. Or Mace of Eruption is probably better. Or AoE. I could do the Eye Shield now instead of the other one. It's not bad. It's not bad. Oh, for boots, we could Trample. And then Burning Pearl. Sure. Sure. Yeah, his Unrest is pretty damn low. Oh, I can't do boots. That's right. Okay. Then that's fine. That's what it is. 31 protection before any buffs is, it's pretty high, to be honest. Granted, that will be 5 less if she fights outside of her own dominion. Let's start with the Horse Tribe. Oh yeah, so there's new spells, and spells have changed a lot of their kind of costs or requirements. So like Stygian Skin now is 1 death, 1 water at alteration 2, which is pretty great for invulnerability 15. I don't think that helps us at all. I think we already have definitely, oh yeah, definitely higher, no matter what. Well, because what do I have? Oh no, so 10 is my base. And then Hard Skin bumps us up to 15, and then Earth Magic to 3. So, I guess without... I mean, we're going to get Invulnerability eventually, which will be an improvement no matter what. But yeah, okay. So for right now, it doesn't really matter. I'm going inside our own dominion. But yeah, Stygian Skin is there. There's Gaia's Dew we can cast. Breaks Armor. Armor Negating. And Entangles. It's pretty nice. I don't think Moss, but I mean, a lot of spells have not been affected. There's also Morass now, which is like a nature earth grip. Well, actually, it's water earth grip. AoE 2 and slimes them. It's fun. Temper Flash gives fire resistance 5. Has that always been the case? Yeah. Wow. Okay. I'm just like looking for changes now, and okay. Right. So we want to cast Personal Regen. We certainly want to cast Temper Flesh. Certainly want to cast Moss Body. Certainly want to cast Personal Iron Skin. And then you could cast Temper Armor, or you could cast Quickness. I guess we'll go Quickness. Okay. Should be A-okay. A-okay, okay. Let's do it. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. Okay, we're getting kludged behind him now. That's not good. Perfect. And now... Okay. So, 215 hit points right now inside our own dominion. 33 protection is pretty damn high. Pretty damn high. Yep. 19 MR. 17 defense, whatever. We have 38 damage on the Mace of Eruption with the 8 armor piercing AoE 1. We got the 2 dog attacks, which are actually 3 attacks each for 11 magic slashing damage, 18 attack on those, and the tail sweep, 20 attack, 20 blunt damage AoE 1. We also have parry 7 on our shield. We have regen 10%, fear aura 5, resist slash, blunt, pierce, susceptible shock 5, yeah. Fire resist 15, cold resist 5, poison resist 25, quickness, air shield 80, recuperation, moss body. So if we do happen to take any amount of damage here, 75% chance to just reduce it by 15. And reinvigoration 2, disease resistant, unsurroundable 2, affliction resistance 1. Yeah, quite the fucking nasty combatant. Didn't even... How many should I actually kill there? 6 things. So I went, like, right for the commander. Okay, that was easy. Yeah, I think you can handle that, no problem. Oh, hey, Atlantis. Let's be best buds forever. After Conjuration 3, I don't know. Tempted to just use Dracana to do everything and just get, like... Yeah, let's go for Foul Vapors. I think that's enchantment 5 or 6? 6? 6. Let's go for just enchantment 6. Cast Foul Vapors. That'll be fun. Alright, first throne battle. Ooh, ouch. Took some lumps there, huh? No afflictions or anything, of course, and she's still perfectly fine, but it seemed kind of ugly there. Yeah. Well, 12, but so she would have taken 12, Moss Body negated it. Some points. Oh, there were air elementals in there. Okay. Doesn't look that bad looking over this. Air elementals hit her for a bit. Yeah. Air element, because she's susceptible to shock. I mean, had I known, I guess, I would have gone with just personal stone skin or something. But it's fine. We did fine. We did fine. Oh yeah, I forgot to move my army. We got it. No problem. 2 soldiers died. I could see making a fort here, but maybe Kotkar is better. You're just going to claim this real quick. You're going to build a temple here real quick. Build a castle real quick. And we got a lot more resources now. There you go. Everything's going quite swimmingly, I would say. We got kind of crazy lucky with thrones, it seems. Unless someone takes this, then it gets a little trickier. Also, if Atlantis doesn't accept, that would be annoying. Atlantis accepted. And we got the Crystal Throne. Easiest game of our lives. God, I keep forgetting to move them. Okay. I'm not going to forget. Okay, Atlantis. Well, That is a worse position now to build. Alright, I guess we'll just build here. Yeah, and easy stuff. Okay. Music's kind of quiet. Crossbowmen on my mouflons. That hurt. Yeah, you know, probably some Earth power needs to be thrown into that mix. But where? I guess probably instead of Quicken. Usually means it needs to be the first thing. Personal Iron Skin, Moss Body, Emperor Flesh, Personal Regen. Except that's iffy. Really, you want whatever you are least concerned about having at the bottom, which is probably Personal Iron Skin. Personal Regen's kind of necessary. Okay. I think he buffed Tier 1 thrones, but I don't think he touched any other thrones, so we're just getting really easy ones. Except I got paralyzed. So the problem is, it was all false damage, and personal regen doesn't heal that because it's not actual damage. Okay. Bummer. Bummer, because now I need to get a lot of these guys. You know, it's inevitable. If you make a thug, if you pick a titan of any, you know, or a monster, whatever, it's gonna die. Like it will die on you. If you're gonna be sending it out into battles, like unless you're just like the most amazing expert ever, but you just can't ever account for everything. And dice rolls are dice rolls and all sorts of stuff like that. So, I don't know. But there you go, we got it. Not too bad. Claim. Search. Temple. We're actually number 2 on Dominion. That feels pretty good. Also, Lemuria is right there. That's not something we want. We may want to send out someone else to handle this. Oh, I found Castle Arcanum. Good, 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 good. I'm gonna need another guy. You can handle that. You can handle those, and we can do this. Right. So, instant castle on our throne. That's pretty handy. Jeez. If I get a lab here, I can make warrior mages. And wizards of high magic. So much flexibility. Lemuria, also Earlier. Right there. They're closing in, boys. Soon we'll have enchantment 6, Foul Vapors. It'll be fun. That would have she would have survived if she had Foul Vapors up. Murray is still refused, but early accepted because he's smart. He's a smart guy, does smart stuff. Can't say the same about him. Yada, 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 yada. Just keep our income up. I got a lot of cataphracts, man. Too many. Alright, well. Good. Hmm. Okay. Right, we're gonna move here. The Cyclops soldiers out front, I guess. Onto Cataphracts, or the Mouflons. The line of these guys here. Mouflons, archers, and then summon Earth Power. And we don't have anything else. That's pretty minor, but they've buffed it up to 5+, which is kind of nice. Okay. Probably don't need the god. any more? Like, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the last throne is. Giants, Cyclops, boom, 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 big damage, big damage. And the heavy cab, so good, so good. Plus 1 cataphract to a light cavalry. You know, lucky shots happen. All right. Really annoying. I mean, there is that other commander that can do it, but... Right. Okay. I think we're just joining up for this throne anyways. Yeah, we can handle that. No problem. I guess you're heading down to that throne to claim it. After enchantment 6, I suppose just go with evocation 5 or something. The easy game, baby. Oh, did Lemuria ever? No. The answer is no. Alright, third throne battle. I mean, it's hardly a throne battle at all. That was... No, this must have gotten hit multiple times already. But it's mine now, bitches. The burning mountain is rumbling. Lava spilled forth. There's been widespread panic. People are fleeing the land while they still can. 40 unrest, 7 fire gems, 4,300 people left. But they moved. Alright, I think... Let me just cool it on that for now. Yeah, let's start to get these, just in case. Probably nothing, but we'll do it. Okay, message to Lemuria, message to Akartha, message to Abyssia. Oh, God. This is a hot topic. Okay. Wait it out. On the labyrinth. Killed a Slayer worm that was sneaking about. Killed some brigands. We're starving. So on and so forth. And we're starving a little bit. Might not want to be friends with Lemuria, because he might take this, and then I want to just crush him quick. So, I guess I'll hold. A little iffy. Abyssia accepted. That's good. Gartha still didn't. We got our god back. Killed another Slayer. No, now we let him flee. He is our friend. I have a lot of priests, and... yeah. I mean, I guess what you do with this is, like, one goes here, 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 here. Here and here, and they just preach, you know? This is what the AI does, I'm pretty sure. Okay, you will now need all new gear again. Whoops. So we'll still go with that, because that's a good helmet. I guess basically the same stuff, right? I mean, it's mostly fine. Mostly fine stuff. Maybe magic resistance would be useful. I don't know. Still think air shield's pretty good. But like, arrows aren't likely to do anything. So maybe do the stone birds instead. And throw a Mace of Eruption on, even though I probably want to cast spells instead. We'll do the the eye shield. Oh, I need nature gems. I think that's everything. Okay. Good. We're really going to be starving in the Timeless Waste now. Agartha accepted. Excellent. Villains tried to seize Pavonia and failed spectacularly. Get your Slayer worms out of here, man. Good. Yeah, I mean, heavy encumbrance. But I still think she can handle that with foul vapors, and she will need gems for that. Yeah. Fuck. Something's gotta give here. Unless I want to do cast spells, but she has no incarnate and no combat casters, so it would be one or the other. Probably cast spells, I guess. Truth be told. So we can probably leave off some stuff. It is thankfully in our own dominion, so that helps. So we want to do... Yeah, summon Earth Power first. That regen's too good. And then... Foul Vapors. Yeah. Then... Moss Body for sure. True, yeah. Okay, yeah. Emperor Flesh. No. Oh, no. Maybe Moss Body last. Personal regen's definitely important. No, not. Moss Body's probably better. Oh, we didn't even do... Oh, okay. Temper Flesh is more important than Moss Body. And then Iron Skin, least important. Good. Advance and cast spells, and no need to be conservative about it. Just set most of these guys to preach. Claim. Move off that for now. And you can do that. Okay, pretty simple. Your servant has found a treasure. Unfortunately, it was guarded by a monster. Got a skull talisman and an endless bag of wine. And I killed the diseased soulless. I probably caught a disease in the process. Maybe not. Burning Mountain is rumbling. Throughout the land, fearful tales are told of giant monstrosities that wage war upon gods. Atlantis won with the once and future queen. Oof. Big Mama. Yeah. Okay. Should be pretty simple. Battle in Nam. That was pretty nuts, because it felt like she took like 300 points of damage there. Because she didn't get anything off outside of foul vapors, because it's really fatigue intensive. But I wanted to get it out first, you know. 5, 7, 9. It just seemed like it was coming very fast and heavy. 18. Ow. Armor defeating hit. That'll do it. Annie rolled plus 14. I rolled 2. 13. And this was with no regen. I don't know how I survived. But obviously, after that, it was over. Whew. 140 died. I killed 35, so Poison got 105 kills there. Not bad. Can't believe I survived. Burning Mountain has erupted, sending shockwaves throughout the kingdom. Thousands have perished in ash and flames. In the wake of the devastation, the Lestragonians have awoken and broken free. Enceladus, the Lestragonian monstrosity imprisoned underneath the volcano, has returned to punish the gods for his imprisonment. 35 more unrest, 8,000 population dead. We got Enceladus, the first of the Gigantes. And there's a Great Harvest Fertility Festival. Couple fertility festivals. There he is. 98 hit points, size 9. 17 protection, natural. 18 MR, 17 morale. 15 base attack. 12 base defense. Full gear slots except for boots. But he can only wear crowns, unfortunately. That's annoying. 4 fire, 4 earth, 2 death. Fear 5, poison, fire resist 20, poison resist 10, berserker plus 4, recuperation, heretic 1, shattered soul 5, that's really annoying, taskmaster plus 4, population killer 100, cause unrest 12, generates 2 fire gems per turn, unsurroundable 2, combat caster, affliction resistance 1. Got 2 serpent leg attacks for 13 piercing plus 15 poison, snake tresses 5 attacks, 5 poison, 15 damage, and he can throw a boulder 3 times for 47 damage. Yeah, he's something. That is pretty good. Arguably, I'd probably want to give him a Skull Staff to just to buff him up to... Well, could give him a Temp Gem Generator and he could just upcast Soul Vortex. Either way. Yeah, because he probably wants a Vine Shield anyways, so that might be the better way to do it. Yeah, he's pretty ridiculous, but he can go in the lab and research. And have to research for 10. Right, and then now you can make these things. Lestragonian Tyrants. 845 gold, 6 recruitment points, 88 hit points, 19 natural protection. So insane. 18 MR, 17 morale, blah, blah, blah. They're basically, yeah, lesser versions, but not that much less. 4 fire, 3 earth, 2 death, 10% for another 4. Fire, air, earth, death. Fear 5, Fire, Poison Resist, Berserker 4, Recuperation, Heretic 1, Shattered Soul 5, Population Killer, Cause Unrest, Unsurroundable 2 Combat. So, yeah, slightly worse version of the hero. And again, they can all just upcast into Soul Vortex. You get Temper Flesh in there, Personal Iron Skin with Berserker +4. I mean, your protection will be pretty insane. You can get Phoenix Pyre on him as well. They can cast like Firestorm. I mean, it's just nuts. This is nuts. For solo games, that's nuts. But of course, we don't need any of that because we've already won. This is all just formalities. Now, granted, I do think I got pretty lucky here with throne placement. Can't really refute that. But, yeah, there you have it. Again, I think it just showcases the power of, like, a good pretender. Like, a good Titan. And Dracaena is pretty solid. I don't know, were there any buffs? Let me just look at, the balance mod. Okay, so Dracaena gained the tail sweep attack. She didn't have that. That is definitely a pretty good buff, especially early on. Her dogs, the length of them went from 0 to 1, but they cannot repel. Which is actually sort of a nerf, sort of a buff. It makes you less vulnerable to other, like, fire shields and things like that. And then her point cost went down from 280 to 240. Okay, so definitely buffed. I mean, everything kind of got buffed. But, yeah, I would still say she's pretty damn strong even without that. But yeah, the tail sweep is definitely nice early on. But yeah, I mean, she took, what? 2 of the thrones? Weakened a 3rd one? That's pretty nice. But they were easy thrones. Pretty easy thrones, and they were kind of all close by. If we look at where the other thrones were, there's one here. One here. One here. 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 Got it. I think we did have the highest density. Underground. None? Not as, Gartha got fucked then. And then water. One here. That's it. Holy shit. Yeah, we did get very fortunate. But if we had started, say, where Marignon was, we'd have one here, one here. But then it would have gotten tricky, yeah. Because we would have had to go here, which is right next to Pythium. And we would have had to go into war with Pythium to win. If we had been Abyssia, we could have gotten... I mean, we would have had to have gone to war with Marignon. And even then, that would only give us 2. We could have gotten this, maybe 3. But then again, the 4th one would be rough. Maybe at that point, just going in the water right here and taking that. But I can't believe this wasn't taken. It's right next to earliest capital. So yeah, we certainly got the most fortunate placement. Like, there was nothing here. All emptiness. 1, 2, 3, and then a little dip here to get 4. So yeah, that that is a pretty contributing factor to us winning. But yeah, I think LA Phlegra is pretty solid. As far as their troops concerned, like, you know, a decent, good soldier there. They've got some very nice, beefy Cyclops soldiers you can get, and then the heavy cav is pretty damn strong. 19 protection on the horse and the rider is always going to be good with the nice shield and defense. And then you get the Iron Guard. We didn't make any. We had some. I don't know how impactful they were, really. You know, the soldiers have the javelin, and then you lose that, but you gain fucking 4 protection and 4 hit points. But the fact that their magic is kind of annoying, you basically need to have this guy. But I suppose that's fair. Yeah, I mean, not bad. And then the magic thing, we didn't do anything with the communions or anything like that. We didn't really use magic at all. But that's, you know, I've been avoiding Titan Pretenders for so long. I thought they weren't very good for some reason. And then now it's like, geez, like, the nation never really matters that much because I can just get a Titan Pretender and win. So we may have to steer now away from this direction because it's just too easy. But I'll say that, and then we'll just get annihilated in the next game, and we'll get our shit pushed in by having the multiple wars and stuff. But I've been playing multiplayer on stream with Lego, and he almost always picks the god in a disciple game, and I get the disciple, which means I usually have to have like a monster pretender or something, or a rainbow mage. And yeah, I mean, monster pretenders, any pretender in single player that can just go out and kick ass solo is really impactful. We just did a game where we were playing with Divinitas, and I had like the Banefire Dragon, which is already like a pretty potent dragon in its own right, but then it gets immortality 1 month. And so it's like, he died throughout the course of that game like 7 times, but you just get him immediately, and he's a dragon, so he can fucking just fly across the map right away. Like, it's crazy good. So yeah, Awake or Dormant expanders are just really, really freaking good in single player. And you could say, well, man, why don't you just play on Impossible AI? And it's like, would that have made much of a difference? Probably. I would guess Lemuria would have actually taken maybe this throne, and maybe Abyssia would have gotten to this throne. Or Lemuria. I mean, this was pretty damn close to Lemuria. He might have actually taken that with 100% extra gold and resources and shit. So that could be true, but when even experts in the game don't like playing against Impossible AI, it doesn't give me much incentive to try. We bumped up to Mighty, and it's been working out, so I'm fine with it. But alright, that'll do it. Good quick game with LA Phlegra. As for the balance mod, yeah, I mean, a lot of the changes that I've seen are like, yeah, that seems good. I like that. That makes sense. I do think the game, by default, does have an issue a little bit where there is a lot of useless units. There is a lot of units that we just look at and are like, nah, why would I ever make this? This militia unit, this is chaff, this is bullshit, this is dumb. I don't know if there's ever a way to truly fix that. There's always going to be chaff units. You know, there just kind of has to be, right? But I do like the approach of buffing the shitty units rather than nerfing the good units. Like, and I mean, the example here of just buffing the soldiers to get the javelins. I think that's a really nice little buff. You know, that's a very nice touch. Because without that, without the javelin, you basically just have a cheaper unit that's like sort of half the gold costs, you know, 33% or something like that, less resources, 40% less resources, and then a fourth of the recruitment points, which encourages you to go turmoil, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, without that, they would just be worse. They would just be a strictly worse version of the Iron Guard. And so it's like, well, I'd probably be tempted to just go more scales and try to take Order 1 or something and just make a lot of Iron Guard because they're pretty damn solid. And like just grab Arcane Command or something. But with that, it's like, well, no, well, that makes me actually want to use the soldiers and use the promote mechanic and have most of them use javelins and then get a few Iron Guard to throw in there. So yeah, I mean, I like stuff like that. I think that's good. I think that's good. Yeah. So, the only concern that I have with it for the purpose of this series is it's like I'm not really I'm not trying out the nation for the first time as it is originally. Like I'm trying it out now with some guys' changes to it. So I think it's important to like look over the changes, see what changed, see what it would have, think about what it would have been like. I still think LA Phlegra would be quite good without the balance changes. But yeah, I think we'll probably use the balance mod again if we're playing a vanilla nation. But I also like Divinitas, and the two are not really compatible. So eventually there'll be a nice compatibility patch or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. This is certainly more vanilla plus stuff. Like you could just have someone sit down and play with the balance mod for the first time, and they wouldn't really realize one way or the other. Whereas Divinitas is pretty impactful. There's a lot more crazy stuff going on. But all right. Anyways, my name is Mangg. Game watching has been Dominion 6. I'll see you fine folks next time.